Do you know that you can make $7,000 in one day promoting $100,000 wristwatch that you've never seen or touched? I'm going to show you how to do it in today's video. Let's get into it. To show you that I'm not just taking you through a wild goose chase, let's go to the website farfetch.com. Farfetch.com. And let's go and see some categories. Let's start with handbags. Handbags. We select from high to low. High price to low price. Now begin to look at the cost of the different handbags. Can you see hundreds of thousands of dollars? And you can go down and you see the prices drop. But if you go up, you see how high they can be. Let's try another stuff. Necklaces. Necklaces. Let's try it. We still search from high to low. Can you see the prices? Can you see the prices? Now let's look at the final category. Wrist watches. Be amazed when we search from high to low. Wow, can you see? Over $1 million for one wristwatch. Let's just assume you are able to promote the $1 million plus watch. Let's just round up the price for easy calculation. Let's say you are able to promote the $1 million watch. How much will be your commission? Farfetch pays about 7% in commission. So if you promote a $1 million watch, your commission will be 70,000 US dollars. But let's bring it lower still. What if you sell a $100,000 wristwatch? Your commission will be $7,000. I know you have a question. How can somebody in Nigeria or in Ghana, somewhere anywhere in Africa, even imagine promoting this kind of product, a product you have never touched and you don't plan to touch? I'll show you. I'll show you. It's easier than you will believe. But let's note, this is not recommended as the first kind of site you will build if you are struggling for money, because this one, unlike most of the other niches I have taught on this channel, you require some bit of upfront, but not the kind of upfront. You don't need $100,000. You don't even need $10,000, but you should be able to bring out like $1,000 for starters, $2,000, $3,000. The more money you have initially, the better you make this niche work because of the nature of the niche. This is high end. It's not just middle end. It's high end luxury designer fashion items. So let's show you what to do. How you can do it from Nigeria, from Ghana, from South Africa, from wherever you are in Africa or any other part of the world that is not US. If you think you're at a disadvantage, the internet has leveled the field. You just need to know what to do. So let me show you what to do. First things first, before we begin to show you how you can promote it from Nigeria, you need to get the fundamentals right. You must do extensive research on this niche, the offers in the niche. You must do extensive research. You're going to do a lot of reading, a lot of digging, what works and what does not work. Then you are going to do extensive research. This one is where you're going to do even more extensive research on the market, the people, your audience, the people you are selling to or promoting to. You need to understand their core values, their life aspirations, their vision. What kind of people are they? What what kind of way do they think? What makes them tick? What are their pain points? What are their desires? What are their aspirations? Why would somebody spend $200,000 on one handbag? What is it that motivates this person? What is it that makes people in this category make that kind of decision? You need to enter into their mind frame. If you can't enter into their mind frame, you can't sell effectively to them because you'll be saying words that don't mean anything to them. So you're going to do extensive research. Find out where they hang out. Read the comment. See them debating about luxury goods. See them saying why they cannot buy knockoff. See their arguments. Begin to enter into their mindset from there. Once you have done that correctly, you are ready to create high value content that speaks their language, that speaks to their pain points, their aspirations, the things that motivate them. Once you have done that, from there you know what kind of lead magnets to create when you are trying to build a list of such highly affluent people, because it's not poor people that buy these things. For you to build a list of such people, you need to understand them. So you know what will attract them as a lead magnet. You have done that. You've built a list. You now begin to give them high value content that nurtures them, that motivates them, that makes them see you as an authority in the field. You don't need to own these things to be an authority. Having a deep understanding of all these top designers, a deep understanding of them, doing extensive research can make you wow. This is what we want to learn more from you. Like things like stitches. If it's talking about handbags, stitches. I have sold luxury shoes. And but let me share the story. I can't help myself. When we started our high-end shoes, high-end by our Nigerian standards, when I started selling high-end shoes some time ago, by the time I started that business, the most expensive shoe I had ever worn, I was wearing, was about 3,000 naira. Of course, not today. And I was selling shoes of 59,000 naira then. So my business partner came into my house and we were talking when I said, I've never worn a shoe that is more than 3,000 naira. That was it. He looked so shocked. But you see, because I've done my market research very well, I understood who my market was. I even gave him a name. I had an image of him. But I created an image of the person. That I had a person that fit that person, his clothes and everything. And we were able to do a great job. So you need to understand this very well. Then you can create high value content. You'll be able to write good emails for them, awesome emails. But you also need to write it in a way that connects with them. And you're going to need materials. You're going to need to show. You cannot sell a product without showing, demonstrating. Like you say, it's a handbag, and you're talking about the stitches. You're going to show them the stitches. But your research prepares you for the things you need to know and look for. How to spot a fake, how to spot a knockoff, why this is a higher quality bag among the designer bags than the one following it. Why this one is this, what is important to them. The rarity. There are only 1,000 units of this in the whole world. Only 100 of these were made. You understand what those things mean to collectors and things like that. Once you have done your research and you are good with this and you can create high value content, you know how to create high value content and you know what will be a good lead magnet for them and all those things. How do you get the products? How can you lay your hands on these high fashion items? That's the next part we will get into. And let me show you what you can do. Rentals. That's the first way. There is a site known as Rent the Runway. You can rent designer clothes. For those of you who are always on Instagram, you think all those ladies on Instagram, they buy the clothes, all of them buy those clothes to wear to do photo shoots. So you can also rent the runway. for the purpose of what? Creating your videos, right? Having good pictures for your blog or your website if you want to go that route, or your social media account. You need to have them. You can rent them for a day. You can rent for a day or whatever times they can give you. You rent, pay very small amounts. When I say small amounts, you may have to pay, let's say for a $5,000 stuff, you may pay $100 a day. So it's still big money for us here. But you cannot compare it with what you would have spent if you wanted to buy. So you can pay rent for $100 a day. So you're going to rent. There are sites like that. So if you do your research well, you'll find the sites where you can rent. Another example of that is bag, borrow, or steal. You can rent Hermes fashion items. You can rent Rolex stuff. So those are two examples. You can rent. You can also do boutique visits and then film in store. If you can get to those high end boutiques, you can discuss with them, tell them you are a content creator and you promote their stuff or whatever, and then you can tell them I want to film in store. And then of course if you are doing your work well, you can tell them I will feature you and do stuff for you too on our channel or on our website. Something for that will make them also want to do that. They will allow it if you know how to go about it or you do it right. That's the other way. You can get access to those materials. You can even run an interview for them. Why is this? Can you give me the history of this? Do a walkthrough. If you do your work well, you come from like a journalist point of view. Not that you're claiming to be a journalist for a company that you are not, but you come, they know you have influence, or you're going to promote it on social media, and you have a good YouTube channel, or you are a website that is authoritative. Why not? They will do that for you. But some of this might be easier as when your digital asset has begun to grow to a point. Initially, rentals might be the easier because you just pay and take what you want to take and then return it when you are done. Stock footage is an option, but I generally would tell you to avoid it. Apart from stock footage that necessarily don't talk about fashion, that can be like your B-roll. If you are saying something that has to do with the affluent lifestyle, like stock footage of people on a yacht or things like that, you can have those. But for the items themselves, I would, those are people say they use stock footage. I won't recommend that because stock footage, anybody can get them. So you have your own footage. You can do that by renting. The other thing you can do is you can collaborate. There are many ways you can collaborate. You can collaborate with consignment shops. You can find people who have those high designer, if you have access to some people like that, who have such designer stuff. You can collaborate with them. Tell them, I'll look at what I want to do. In life, you have to be smart. Let's say you're in a church and you have access to some very big people like me. Even when I was trekking miles a day, I noticed that rich people love me. And I always tell people that you're not a rich person if you don't like me. Even when I was dead poor, and then I'll be out for days and I'll be looking haggard and everything. I still notice they like me. In fact, one gave me Maori shirts. Up till now, I have not bought those kind of shirts again. So, but maybe they knew I was going to be rich too. So, but they just love me. So, if you have access to rich people who like you or give you ear, you can tell them, so look at the kind of thing I want to do. I am a content creator and I need to do this. So they'll travel abroad for vacation and they have access to these places. So you can work out an arrangement with them where they get you photos, all the things you need to do. But what if you cannot get somebody around you? Well, there's something called outsourcing. You can go on a site like Fiverr. You'll find people who can create content for you. You can work out arrangements. You can do that on Upwork. I have seen job descriptions that said only people who can get into a store that does this should apply. So it said I want US people or people only in US and UK or countries where those things. I said I only want people in so and so place or in Dubai. who have access to these stores that do this, and look at our arrangement. You explain that in your job description. Yes, it will restrict the pool, but there are people who have access to this. Believe it or not, you have people, you'll find people. Yes, like I said, if you just want somebody to go there, take pictures, different angles, you list out all the angles you want them to take. You want to pay somebody $100 to go and maybe rent a clothes and take pictures of themselves wearing the clothes, whatever. Or even not them wearing the clothes, but just hanging the clothes and talking about the clothes and doing different things. Your creativity is what you require now. You pay people online, they will come and do it for you, and you build a relationship with them. You can even discuss collaborating with them. So you are limited by your imagination. So that's the way you can get these materials without owning them. You can rent, you can collab, you can visit the stores, or you can pay people who can rent, who can visit the store, and who can collaborate with people who have this. Does that make sense? Okay. Now that you have got enough footage for a given bag or for any other fashion item, you now have to create what? Your high value content. Create it. When you want to create it, let's say you pick Hermes Birkin bag. Don't be angry with me if I didn't pronounce it well. You've rented it, you were able to rent it, and you've done a breakdown, you've done your keyword research and found different keywords that have to do with it. Take a note of all the picture angles you would need, all the video clips you would need. The person you've paid, let's say it costs you $500 to get that stuff on that Hermes Birkin bag. Make sure that you get so many clips, so many photos that you can create multiple videos from it. High value. So even if you're talking about the history of this bag, how the stitching goes, you have taken note to make sure you capture the stitches correctly. Everything you need, you should have, if possible, done your research, written a first draft of the article before you pay somebody to go and get you specific things you need. The same for your video script. And the more you do it, the better you will get. And people who watch your video doing this thing in details and using authentic pictures will believe you are an expert. And actually, you will become an expert if you really do this. You will develop an eye for it. And once that happens, you have created high value content. You begin to attract such people if you have done your SEO well. And once you attract them, you begin to funnel them to the offer, send them to the offer, and send them to a lead magnet where you get their email and begin to send them valuable content and then send them to links where they will buy. Remember, you can bring somebody in by talking about a $25 bag. And as you nurture this person, you can eventually link to a product in your email that actually sells for much more, $50,000, $100. Once they have come on your list, people who are on your list don't need you to go through that process again. You can write things you are knowledgeable on. Having done extensive research, you can write emails in a way that these people love. You know the things that are their pain points, their desires, their aspirations. You tap into that and create a nurture, emails that nurture, edify, and make them want to buy. Now, I've talked about doing it with organic traffic. All those explanations, most of the things I talk about create your video, use SEO, organic. What if you want to do paid? Because of the commissions being high, you can do paid traffic, but understand though, if you're entering into the paid traffic here, know that it might cost you as much as $200 or more to get a qualified buyer. So if you don't enter into this, if you are the kind of person who have heart problems or hypertension, if you run adverts, run $1,000 adverts and you don't get a sale, before you say Facebook is scamming you or somebody is hurting you, no. If you know you don't have deep pockets, better face the SEO organic part and use what money you have to pay your outsourced agent who will go and get the pictures and videos for you, record it with their phones or cameras, as the case may be. But in case you have the heart and have the resources to do paid adverts, you can do things like this. On Facebook, you can target luxury real estate buyers. Luxury real estate buyers. You can also target people who own flashy cars. No matter how rich I am, you cannot target me to buy a wristwatch of $25,000. My mind cannot, it's not a function of whether I can afford it. I can pay, I have paid, let me not say I can pay. I have paid for a course, one course online for $4,000. Not mentorship, 4,000 a course. I have paid $4,000 for it. But I can't imagine myself even paying $200 for a pair of shoes. It's not because those who pay such amounts are sick. Nothing is wrong with them. It's just that all of different, each person has this value system. Why am I saying that? I'm saying that because you need to understand the kind of mind frame the people have so that you can target them right on Facebook. So the kind of person who will likely buy luxury items, also someone who will buy a flashy car like a Lamborghini. So find out which kind of person buys a Lamborghini, and that's the kind of person you will target on Facebook if you're doing Facebook ads. Which kind of person buys a Bugatti Veyron or any form of Bugatti? Those are the kind of people who will buy this kind of expensive stuff. Target them. People who own private jets might not all of them, but a number of them might qualify for buying this. Because there are people who own private jets who are not necessarily flashy people. They own private jets for functionality. So do your research well and target such people. Of course, you will not target people who cannot afford it. If you target people who can afford it, many of them might not be the right people, but you will get the right people within them. If you want to run Google Ads, you can search for things like buy XYZ handbag with your designer name exactly. But I can bet you they are very expensive per click. So if you're watching this video, I would recommend you just go the organic route. Do it well, because the organic route will still cost you money. Do it well. And then, lest I forget, for the organic route, there's another angle, there are some angles you can approach. You can approach your content. That's just a tip I just want to drop before I end this video. You can drop it, you can use this angle of saying, is this handbag really worth $25,000? And in breaking down the worth, you explain why it is worth it for those who buy it. There are things to explain if you do your research very well. The other angle, based on my own research for this video, is some of these items are investment vehicles. And nobody would understand that. There are necklaces that are actually investments that people buy and keep in the bank. The bank keeps it. If you watch Igbo films, you see they carry somebody enter a special vault and they will open it. Only the person will enter, open the box, and you see somebody left diamonds there. There are diamond necklaces that are over $1 million. People buy such things and put it as a way of storing value. So you can also approach it from that point of view. That's extra bonus I'm giving you if you have watched my video up to this time. And as you do more research and dig into the character of people who make these purchases, you will see a pattern, because they are not crazy people. You will see a pattern and you need to understand better how to sell to them. I believe this video has opened your eyes more to the possibilities of things happening online. People are earning those commissions, by the way. So when I tell you that making $10,000 per month is something you can achieve, having listened to me, you see the possibility. Even if you decide not to aim for the $1 million, $200,000 fashion items, if you just keep yourself at, they say, $10,000 range downwards, Making 7% on $10,000 is how much? If you make 7% on $10,000, you've made $700. And all you need to make $10,000 in a month is how many of those? If you get 15 of such, you've already crossed $7,000. I mean $10,000 in a month. And it's within your reach. What is separating you from getting to that target is just knowledge, the roadmap to go from where you are today to where you want to be. Our mentorship provides you that roadmap. But beyond the roadmap, it is a guide. We will hold you by the hand, step by step, taking you from the very beginning, all through the way until you get to a minimum of $10,000 per month. And we will take you to that point within 24 months. We are not saying it will be easy, but we are saying that your steps will be sure because somebody who knows what you need to do is guiding you. If you are interested in being part of our mentorship program, so that in 2 years' time, you will be making 16 million naira per month. Think about it and what it will do to your life, what it will do to your family, your wife, your husband, your children, your extended family. If you want this kind of transformation in your life, click the link in the pinned comment and description below. The title is $10K in 24. Click that link. It will take you to a sign-up page. When you get to that sign-up page, you'll be asked to provide your name, phone number, and email address. Provide those and submit. When you submit, you get an email within 5 minutes. It will happen automatically. Open that email. It's asking you to confirm your email. Please open that email and click the confirmation link. If you don't click that confirmation link, you will not be confirmed, and our conversation with you will stop at that point. But go ahead and click the link to confirm. Once you confirm, you'll get another email within 5 minutes that will give you a link, give you two links. One link to our application form, an application form. The second link to our overview document. The second link is at the bottom after my salutation. I say to our success after the ending of my email, the PS session. Click that link. It will send you to the overview document. This gives you a snapshot of what you will get in our mentorship program. The link before that one in the main body of the email will direct you to the application form. Go to the application form and answer the questions. Fill it out. When you fill out that form, it will help you. It will help us determine if you are the right profile for our affiliate for our mentorship program. Because as wonderful as our program is, it will not work for everybody. There are people who don't have the aptitude, who don't have the inclination, who don't have the discipline, who are not just the right type. In fact, let me tell you up front, if you're not the Bukuru type, this thing will not likely work for you. But we have an option for those who are not Bukuru, who are not able to go through our mentorship program. So fill out the application form. Our system will determine if you're the right fit. Once it determines you're the right fit, you will get another email automatically, which will give you a link to a place where you book a call. Book that call. It will give you different options, convenient options. So book the call. Once you book the call at the time that is convenient for you, you will get another email giving you my phone number. The reason for giving you that phone number is for you to save my number, so that when I call you at that time you picked, you will know it's me and not think it's a random stranger. Then when I call you, you can ask all the questions you have about our mentorship program. I might ask you a few questions. And when we're through, we will now give you our payment details. How much for the mentorship program, the payment options, and where you can pay. When you pay, you can then join our mentorship program and start your journey to $10,000 per month. If you're in Nigeria, $10,000 per month as at today is over 16 million naira. Pause and think about the transformation that can happen, that will happen in your family if you are making 16 million naira every month. And it can become your reality within just 2 years. 2 years is not long. Think about it. So what about those who maybe you don't have the time to go through a mentorship program, or you know you're not a Bukuru person, or for whatever other reason, but you are interested in making this kind of life-changing money? Well, if you are willing to pay for people to build it out for you, you are good to go. You don't need to be a construction expert to build a house. You pay people to do it for you. So also, you don't need to be an internet expert or know any of the moving parts for you to build passive income digital assets. So we have a done for you package. Click the second link in the pinned comment and description below. The title is DFY Passive Income Digital Assets, PIDA. Click that link. It will take you through a similar process as the mentorship. We also have an overview document for this that you will get once you confirm. Please read through that overview document because it gives you details of what we are doing in the done for you. You understand what's in it for us, why we are doing it, how we set everything up, the payment options, the payment details, the payment plans, the various packages. We want you to enter into this thing with full details so that you make an informed decision. We encourage you to give it to your lawyer or your CPA, that is your accountant. Please give it to these people or anybody who you normally give documents to when you want to make serious investment, because this is serious. It will take us about 24 months to build it out. So you will not start getting the money overnight. You have a wait period of 24 months, and then we'll start paying you the amount you picked from the 25th month. You can pick $200 per month as your target. You can pick $20,000 per month. You can arrange for more, but it's up to you, depending on how deep your pockets are and how much you have to invest. So the ball is entirely in your court. You can join our mentorship or you can join the done for you. Thanks for watching this video. God bless you and have a great life.